this guy's a fucking monster. He's a monster now. You got to prepare for a monster.
His intensity is the best thing ever.
Oh, it's an animal.
It's the best thing ever to watch. Because when I was wrestling, I like to go out there and just, put the hammer down and dominate. And he's got it. He's got that touch.
Oh, yeah. He's an animal. And, that animal part of him almost killed him because he refused to stop training when he had COVID. When he had COVID, he was just showing up at the gym and putting in 2.5-hour sessions and vomiting blood. Like, it's a nut.
Joe Rogan broke down the looming heavyweight showdown between Alex Pereira and Ciryl Gane as anticipation continues to build around one of the most intriguing stylistic clashes in the division.
He does a lot of weird shit with his front leg, too.
He is pretty quick for his size.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick. And he's a great
good mobility,
athlete.
good hips.
Yeah, man.
Expanding on that, Joe Rogan emphasized the magnitude of the matchup, framing it as a high-level collision between elite striking systems on a massive stage. He believes Pereira's knockout ability would still translate at the higher weight and remain dangerous even against larger, more natural heavyweights like Gane.
For sure, and I know the power is going to translate over to heavyweight. That's not going anywhere. He'll be able to flatline heavyweights.
100%, especially with zero weight cut.
Yeah. He's probably 230, 240 walking around. 230 something maybe.
He's 240.
Yeah, dude, come on.
He's 240 walking around.
That's a legit heavyweight. He's
a
big,
legit
tall,
heavyweight.
long.
Fought at 85.
But so is Ciryl, man.
Cyryl's good.
An athlete heavyweight, not just a big guy fighting at heavyweight. He's a legit heavyweight.
From Pereira's perspective, the challenge of facing Ciryl Gane comes down to dealing with his speed, movement, and heavyweight athleticism. However, he remains confident that Gane has never faced a striker with his specific style, timing, and fight IQ, and he intends to prove that difference inside the cage. Alex Pereira said, "I think it's a good fight. I've watched some of his fights and seen the way he moves. For the weight class, he's a very agile fighter. I study his training too, but none of his opponents or sparring partners can replicate what I'm going to bring into the fight. I believe I have a very strong game. I see myself as an intelligent athlete, and I'm going to prove that on fight night." Ciryl Gane, on the other hand, acknowledges the danger that Pereira brings, especially his ability to end fights instantly with even small openings. At the same time, Gane believes his experience against elite heavyweight strikers has prepared him to manage that threat, trusting his movement and technical control to neutralize Pereira's offense.
His power, like his famous power, is going to carry up with him to this weight class.
For sure, Alex Pereira have a big hands. Like he's this kind of fighter you can have in MMA or maybe boxing. Like Rosenstruck started his career and he knocked out the people just with a jab. Like this kind of fighter maybe have something special up there. But like I say, I fought already against Rosenstruck, Francis Ngannou, Derrick Lewis. The people talking also about Thomas Pinal, like a huge striker and big knockout power. So yeah, he have this, but I got some stuff to counter him.
Meanwhile, Pereira's preparation has intensified as he pushes toward a historic achievement, aiming to become the first fighter to capture titles across 3 UFC divisions. His training has reflected that ambition, with no detail left untouched as he prepares for a true heavyweight test. Poatan has also made it clear that he is fully confident in his ability to overcome a natural heavyweight like Gane, entering camp with a mindset focused on dominance rather than adaptation. Every session has been geared toward proving he belongs at the highest level of the division. Pereira himself explained how significant this moment feels, noting that competing for a potential third belt brings unprecedented attention and meaning. He described appreciating the spotlight that comes with such a historic pursuit, especially as more fans begin following his journey closely. Poatan said, "For me, it's very important, right? We're in the middle of competition, and this is something nobody has done, and I'm about to do it. So I'm really happy to be able to show a bit more of my story. People already know that every time you achieve big things, like going for a third belt, more attention attention comes. A lot more people will be watching this, so it really means a lot to me. Michael Bisping views the matchup as a clash between Pereira's historic ambition and Gane's elite heavyweight skill set. He highlighted Gane's unique combination of size, movement, and technical striking, suggesting that those attributes make him a particularly tricky puzzle for anyone moving up in weight.
Poatan is going up. He's trying to become the first ever 3-weight division champion by taking out Ciryl Gane, right? The former interim heavyweight champion of the UFC. A man that is a gigantic heavyweight. A man that is very light on his feet. A man with knockout power, a lot of grace. He moves like a ballet dancer. He's used to taking shots off bona fide heavyweights, and he's also used to knocking out gigantic men, right? People like Derek Lewis, like Taito Avasa, massive meatheads that don't have the skill of Ciryl Gane.
Gigi Prochaska, however, believes Pereira's striking sharpness and added physicality could overwhelm Gane despite the Frenchman's movement. He sees Pereira as a serious threat at heavyweight, while still acknowledging that Gane's footwork could complicate exchanges.
Who do you think is going to win between Alex and Gane?
Ooh, let the better win, but I believe Alex can do that. Alex can do that, especially how I saw them. When I saw him, like his weight is going up, and he's strong enough to and in a stand-up, I believe he will be better. But Gane is a lot of movement, yeah, for that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You have a very soothing voice.
What?
Eric Nixick offered a more cautious take toward Pereira's chances, leaning slightly in Gane's direction due to his movement, size, and ability to control distance over 5 rounds. He suggested that sustained tactical control could give Gane a consistent edge throughout the fight.
Man, I was talking to Francis about that over the weekend, and Francis brought up a lot of really good points. A guy who's been in there with Ciryl and trained with Ciryl Gane. Francis leans towards Ciryl in that fight just because he thinks he's going to have the movement and the size advantage. Obviously, doesn't feel like the takedown will be any threat. Breakdown of why he thinks Ciryl Gane is going to be able to win that fight, I thought was pretty interesting. So he got my wheels turning. So yeah, definitely take a look at Ciryl in that fight.
Jan Błachowicz disagreed, backing Pereira's speed and timing to carry effectively into heavyweight. He predicted a second-round knockout, believing Pereira's precision striking would translate even against a larger and more mobile opponent.
We'll see how we're gonna, he is big right now, so we will see how he's gonna move in this division. But I think he know how to, even if he's so big, he know how to move very good, very fast, good timing, and maybe he will knock out the Ciryl Gane. So this is my opinion. Second round KO, and he will be, champion. Yeah, because this is title fight.
It is interim title. Yeah, Aspinall would still be the undisputed, but yeah.
Curtis Blades also sided with Pereira, pointing to his forward pressure and heavyweight level power as key deciding factors. He suggested that Gane's tendency to fight off movement could be neutralized if Pereira forces him into cage exchanges and close range striking. Curtis Blades said, "I'm going to go to Alex. I just know Gane is a heavyweight and we haven't seen Alex a heavyweight yet, but I feel like he hits like one. I feel like he brings the pressure like a heavyweight, like he definitely doesn't go backwards. That's what Gane likes to do. So I think eventually Alex will be able to square him up along the cage and with a heavy hook or a straight right." Curtis Blades believes Alex Pereira's pressure, confidence, and sharp striking create serious problems for Ciryl Gane. He expects Pereira to cut off the cage, force close range exchanges, and possibly secure a heavy finish if the fight turns into a firefight.
I actually think Pereira, with the pressure and just the composure he brings, like how he just able to walk people down with his hand. Now he believes in his head movement. He believes in his defense. He presents a different puzzle. I think he'll be able to corral Gane, but we know Gane likes to do that in and out, almost like the karate, like a wonder boy. He likes that. I think Pereira's able to walk him down and just catch him with a big hook. I think it happens in first round. I think he's able to get his range and he gets him with a big hook and he drops him.
On the other hand, Demetrius Johnson highlighted Pereira's physical evolution, noting that he has maintained mobility even while adding size. He expects a primarily stand-up battle where Gane's movement is tested against Pereira's pressure, leg kicks, and heavy striking.
Seattle, I mean, I saw him jump on the scale, 242. Shama. 242.
That's heavy.
Yeah, no,
heavy.
it is.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
And it's not a fat 242 either. It's
definitely filled out.
It filled out, but it fits him well.
It does.
Right? Like, it's not like usually people who put on weight and size, they don't have that same movement. They're not moving their head. It almost complements his style, his body, right? So I like that. Obviously, Ciryl Gane has great movement. You saw what he did to Tom Aspinall. He was popping in with the jab. You know, Alex Pereira does have that calf kick that he loves to throw every single time to stop everybody's movement. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how Ciryl Gane does with the pressure that Alex Pereira brings. You know, we're not going to look at, it's going to be stand-up war. Ain't nobody doing a fucking shot.
Michael Bisping added another layer of analysis, calling it a pure striking battle, but slightly leaning toward Gane due to his faster pace and movement. However, he also pointed out that defensive lapses from Gane could become a major liability under sustained pressure.
I just think from a kind of a man's code or a warrior's perspective, they both know what they're getting into. This is a kickboxing fight in 4-ounce gloves. I do think what makes it interesting, of course, I think Ciryl, the power will translate to heavyweight 100%. Can he take shots from a heavyweight? I think yes, 100%. However, Ciryl is used to moving at that weight with the speed and the finesse that he has. He moves like a ballet dancer. He's got incredibly quick reflexes, and the power is effortless from him. And he's used to taking those bigger shots from guys like a Tom Aspinall. We saw he did a bit of damage as well. So I think that gives Ciryl a little bit of a natural advantage.
Of course.
But it doesn't mean that Ciryl Gane can't go out there and knock him out.
Corey Sandhagen sees the fight as closer than most expect, but still gives a slight edge to Gane, citing his distance control and technical striking consistency. He believes those attributes translate well over the course of a 5-round fight.
That's actually a lot more unique of a fight, I think, than people are giving credit. I know people wanted to see Jones or whatever. Who do I got in that fight? I think Gane. Let's go with Gane.
Meanwhile, Francis Ngannou expressed doubts about how Pereira would handle Gane's speed and movement at heavyweight, suggesting it could be a difficult stylistic adjustment. He ultimately favors Gane, pointing to his technical fluidity and range control as decisive factors.
Alex Pereira versus Ciryl Gane, someone that you fought and you've beaten before. So with that fight, what do you think Alex Pereira needs to do to beat Ciryl?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I think Ciryl has more to here, and then Alex Pereira has his own style.
Yeah.
Ciryl Gane has his own style. It's a very, for me, and I might be wrong, but it's not a good matchup for Alex Pereira in terms of style. Basically, if he's moving up to the division and how to face a heavyweight that is even lighter than light heavyweight. Lighter on his feet, of course.
Francis also reiterated that Gane's movement and technical approach give him the edge, especially over a 5-round fight where distance control becomes increasingly important.
So do you favor Ciryl?
Yeah, I do.
And the heavyweight champion, Tom Aspinall, he's actually expressed interest into boxing you one day. Would that ever interest you?
Well, but for that, he needs to be free.
Yeah.
That's the first step.
Yeah.
Before that, everything is just hypothetical.
Grant Dawson echoed that sentiment, favoring Gane due to his elite footwork and ability to manage range. He added that Pereira's pursuit of a knockout at heavyweight could open him up to being outmaneuvered over time.
So I'm going to get a lot of heat for this, but I'm taking Ciryl Gane. I think Alex can win, but it's hard for me to bet on a guy that has fought at 85 and, you know, is now fighting at heavyweight. Ciryl Gane's footwork is very impressive for a heavyweight. I know he's not the most exciting fighter. Me and him got a lot of that in common, but I think his footwork's going to be too good. I think it's going to be really hard for Alex to hit him without getting caught on the way. I'm taking Ciryl Gane. And it's like, okay, you know, is his power going to, you know, move up with him? And the answer could be yes, But if he can't hit the guy, I think he's going to slow down a bit more because he's carrying that extra weight. He's trying to knock the dude out. And I feel like Gane is going to have good footwork. He teeps really well. He counters really well. So I'm picking Ciryl Gane.
Adding to the discussion, Junior Dos Santos backed Pereira's power to translate cleanly into heavyweight, expecting him to secure a knockout in his debut at the weight class. He sees the matchup as favorable for Pereira's striking style overall.
Can I ask you right before I let you go, fellow Brazilian Alex Pereira moving up to heavyweight, how do you think he's going to do against the big boys?
Oh my gosh, I think he's going to do well. I think he's going to do very well, actually. You know, especially this debut against Gane. You know, I think it's a great fight for him, especially because of his style. He's always putting pressure on his opponents, taking their space. Of course, Gane is very fast. He has good skills, you know. But the way Alex fight is like putting a lot of pressure, finding a good moment to throw those hard hands on the opponents, and that's what I think it's gonna happen on this fight, you know. And at some point, he's gonna knock Gane out on this debut on the heavyweight. And also, like for the first time, we have the possibility to have a champion on 3 different divisions. That would be amazing.
Waldo Cortez Acosta, however, offered a contrasting view, describing Gane as the more complete MMA striker. He highlighted Gane's fluid combinations and adaptability as key advantages that are better suited for mixed martial arts exchanges.
Oh, you believe that Ciryl Gane beats Alex Pereira, right?
In like a points, yeah. But there'd be like a 2x2 punch. I think Alex Pereira.
So you're not sure who wins. It could go either way. I guess
either way.
Who do you want to fight for the title?
Either way. I know it no matter who win. Both of them as Pereira win, I want to fight on him. But Ciryl Gane win, I want to fight on him. No matter what person is.
Who's the better striker between the two?
Ciryl Gane.
You think Ciryl Gane's a better striker than Pereira?
Yeah, I think so because it's more versatility, like a moving back,
athletic.
Moving side. Yeah, this is
Dynamic.
In dynamic and that kind of martial art. In boxing is different.
Sure.
You know, in martial arts, the Ciryl Gane have a more
well-rounded.
More well-rounded.
Last question.
And with that, the discussion around Pereira versus Gane continues to split opinions across the MMA world, with elite fighters and analysts divided on whether power or movement will ultimately define the outcome. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit like, drop your predictions in the comments, and subscribe to the channel for more MMA news, fight breakdowns, and inside camp updates. Turn on notifications so you don't miss what's next.